Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining another episode of Sapphire Partners. Today, I have a pleasure joining us, a candidate for the U.S. Congress, District 32, Alex Cornwallis. Welcome to the show, Alex.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. And also, everyone watching out there, folks, today is a St. Patrick's Day. So happy St. Patrick's Day. So in our show today, we'll be talking about something about the real estate that we always do. But that will be from a different angle. Agar usko bolein to it's going to, one more thing. Alex Bhai, he's fluent in Hindi and Urdu and Bengali, and he can speak our language. So we will talk about real estate from a different angle, from a different perspective. As a matter of fact, we'll be talking about a perspective of a politician's impact of the politics, the economy, the stability of the nation and the financial situation, how that impacts our affordability. So Alex Bhai, again, thank you so much for being here.
Okay.
And my first question is that how does the economic status of individuals affect their ability to afford a home?
Absolutely. Excellent question. Now, there are two ways to look at it, right? One is when they actually have the economic capability, in other words, the cash or the economic situation to actually have it. And the second one is the perception part of it.
Exactly.
They have to know that they can afford it. Now, the positive and good news part of it is that we have the ability, people actually have the ability to do so now.
Well, they do, and most people think it's very hard to buy their first home. That's the perspective out there in a South Asian community, especially. Unko lagta hai कि they need to have like a bags full of money to buy a home. Lekin reason is that if you have a stable income, you have good credit, and your DTI, which is your debt to income ratio, is below 40%, then you can afford a home. तो अगर ये perception थोड़ा सा clear हो जाए community में, so उनका जो एक खौफ है, the fear they have in there, कि घर खरीदने के लिए हमें बहुत सारे पैसे चाहिए होते हैं. What do you think on that?
Sure. Well, as a fellow immigrant myself, right, and I can give you two perspectives: what's available here in the United States and what we had back home. So the thing is that in back home, you actually needed real cash. You had to have a lot of money to buy a home. But here in the United States, we have the American dream. We can follow that. And as you mentioned, there's several ways you can buy. Mortgage is one way, and of course, a great job is the other way. And also the other portion is that saving up money in there.
Exactly.
And it is relatively easy to actually buy a house in there. When I bought my home, it's about 10, 15 years ago, I had a young family, but I just dared to buy it. I was just more careful in how to spend things in there, and I had the ability to buy a home. And I know all of us can do the same thing.
That's a very good answer, very good answer. And being as an immigrant, that is a dream come true for someone own a piece of United States of America. You will be surprised, Alex, by how many native Americans, I'm talking about the Indians, American Indians, I'm talking about like the people live here. Not very many of them. I mean, like there's a certain percentage, they don't own their own residence. They live in a rental or other things. And us coming here as an immigrant, and as you know, you yourself, myself, we all work very hard in the very beginning, and we work our way up. And like you said, you have a young family, you save the money, you work very hard, and you own your first home. So it's like a big dream coming true.
Yes.
So the other questions I have, since you a politician, and what a congressman can do about this to improve the economic situation, the financial stability of the nations, to become more affordable for a common person.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, even though I'm in politics, I'm a politician by definition, I'm still a working man. So I understand, I can relate to what others are feeling in there. Now, there's some of the things that the United States congressman can do to make sure that we can all afford our homes.
Exactly.
So the number one thing we could do is that we have to give our people an assurance that the jobs are secure.
Exactly.
And there has been some layoffs going on in the past, but it looks like the job market is improving. But nevertheless, we want to make sure that we make that stable. One of the things that we can do in the Congress is we wanted to make sure that we give the companies that are very profitable an incentive not to lay off people.
Exactly. That will be a plus.
A plus.
For any company to keep those jobs alive for these immigrants or even the people living over here so they can afford a piece of America.
Right. And there's several ways you can do that incentive, right?
I'm sure, yeah.
Yeah. So say if a company is making a lot of profit in there, right? We want to make sure that if they lay off people just because they want to increase their profit margin and wreak havoc in someone's family, they will have significant amount of fines. But the other positive part of it is that if there are companies that are struggling, we can give them tax incentives,
Exactly.
training and others. And I vouch for the second part of it because we are going in a positive direction.
That will help the companies a lot if the companies are suffering and they are trying to make their end needs. And if the government have some kind of incentive and plans to revive and help those companies, because those companies, if you help them with the tax break and incentives, they can keep the other jobs alive out there for other people.
Absolutely. There is a chain effect, as a matter of fact.
Domino effect, that's what we call them. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So, and the great part of it is that those trainings and the tax incentives now are so easy. You can actually, with the flick of a button, you can actually make available training programs for companies. And of course, the tax incentive is a lot of financial impact that it has on a company. Yeah. And then when you save one big company, you're actually saving a lot of other domino effect companies.
Exactly. Because the thing is that one company, you're helping them with the incentive, with the tax break, and then they are helping, for example, they have a small company, they have 10 people. Okay, the 10 people have families. So, I mean, like you said, it's like a chain effect going on for 10 families, plus the owner of the company, they also have a family. So that will be big incentives if we can come up with that kind of plan in a U.S. Congress, then, we can help a lot of people to own a piece of America.
Absolutely.
The other thing, I mean, this is very important questions, and I've been here for so many decades, and what I have observed personally, every time when we have election year, every 4 years, the interest rate always on the lower side, and that helps a lot of people. Yes. What's your prediction this time, since we have election coming up in November?
It's hard, and I'm not an economic expert, right? There's a lot of dynamics involved in there. Yes, you're correct. When election time comes in, every politician does their best, does an extra effort to make things look good so that people are happy about it. So that's what we're looking for. But election year is coming in. This is a very, very strange era we're living in. We just lived through a pandemic, and it's not fully gone yet. And there's a lot of, but we survived. We're America. We're the United States.
We are the strongest nation on the face of the earth. We are the America.
Yes, absolutely. And my prediction is the interest rate will go down.
You are absolutely right, because the economics are out there and the research we have out there and the numbers are coming. And this month, the Fed is going to announce, hopefully, that everyone is expecting 1/4% cut in the interest rate. And that will be a big plus for real estate market, whether residential or commercial. And they did announce back in January that they may cut every quarter. So if they cut 1/4 of a percentage this March, which is this quarter, this month, next in June, the other one in September. This will be like a 3/4 of a quarter. That's a huge difference that would make a big impact on interest rate for the mortgage industry to come down.
Excellent.
So folks, you heard from our guest today, Alex Cornwallis, and like Alex said in the beginning, he's a candidate for the US Congress for District 32. And Alex, thank you so much for answering those questions. It's been an honor for you to be here with us. And this is an ongoing show that we'll be doing almost every week and talking about economic issue, social issues, and some domestic and national issues. That what from the politicians and from the political perspective, how that will impact you and your families. So long and have a good day.
Thank you.